Poggers. This is a good place for this kind of bullshit. And I will be walking around as much as possible, because that's a good way to not leave Scratchmarks. It's Legion. That's another thing is, while Legion is frenzying, they can't see scratch marks. Can't keep getting away with this. Fuck. Ah, shit. Oh, come on, die. Fuck. Like, how did he not get anybody else in that frenzy, by the way? Come on. Fuck. Dark Theory and Shadow Step. It's not gonna be enough because Legion is right up my fucking asshole. Yep. Yeah, I know better than to heal against Legion. But there's no point to hiding my scratch marks if I leave pools of blood everywhere, so... Oh, this is everything. This is all 4 boons. Wow. Yeah, so much for that. No, I think I actually got away though. Ah. Well, I wanted to be away from a generator so that he wouldn't try to check over here, but never mind. Just gonna have to roll with it. Ah. Oh, that sucks. Fuck. Ah. Why? Can't finish it. Self-preservation. We are getting stuffed. No! Like, I actually got the fucking skill check that time. No! Ugh. Where are you going? So greedy. Sure, he hooks her. I thought he got found right there when he turned away. We're gonna live forever. Looks like this Dwight. What? I want Dwight nearby so that self-preservation can go off. What the fuck? Why did Dwight quit? I'm not complaining here. I need that shit to go right for me, you know? Bump. Discordance. Discordance overcharge. I thought it was barbecue. But then one of the times he caught me was a barbecue moment. Oh, he brought this thing. I hate this add-on, but it's worth it if you want a lot of points. Kind of sucks he got it on Leary's, because like that's where I got it last time I played it, and it blows. Perk needs a pallet, the other one needs a finished generator. Which is like more weights. If you've ever played Mahjong, the more weights you have, the better, right? So I think I will flip back to poised. This is a fun one for no scratch marks, because like the bright light kind of adds a little bit to it. Wesker? Had self-preservation there, but I really didn't need to move anywhere. Whoa, why are you jumping already? Come on. Don't. Interesting. I thought he would take the bait. Where what he would see are basically no scratch marks around. Oh. I haven't laid a single scratch mark in quite some time already. Somebody was on the way. Wait. Please. Please. Can we please? I just need to get co-op heals, and it is the hardest thing to do in this game because nobody wants to wait. Nobody wants to heal. Nobody like looks around for each other. And then it's just me, like, desperately pleading to people who can't hear me. Oh. He doesn't care.
Just accept your fate.
No, I had it. Oh, of course he has Franklin's demise. Bring a med kit so I could have one fucking heal. I got no fucking heal. Like, I did get away with that at first. Oh, there's not even a whole heal left in it. That sucks. Just ruined my entire med kit. Fucking bullshit. Ugh. I had time to fucking kill the pallet. Just in time. Cool. Great time to find out about that. Oh, come on, Leon. Just like, I'm trying to walk away and he ran the direct path I wanted to walk. I'm just like, if I seem a little high-strung in this legendary survival challenge, is because I've been getting the shit kicked out of me tonight. Not now, please. It's like he's nearby. Special toolbox. fucking vanished. Even with blood, because of the corn, I just left. Yeah, it's an empty toolbox. I think somebody would put it there so they might be able to recover it next time. Have to move away from this location as efficiently as possible. He might have got close enough to hear me there. I don't know what Leon's doing, but it's great. Whatever it is, it's doing great. I just hope it's not hiding in the corner. I think I'm okay, though, because, like, he appears to be a streamer. I don't think a streamer would just hide in the corner. I'm amazed we're even hanging on. I don't know what Leon is up to right now, but I'm very curious. Not now. Yes.
Good morning.
Hello. Oh, Monty. Good morning. Shit. Leon's gonna get dragged out. How you doing today? I hope you're well. Oof.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm alright, mostly. Games have been real tough tonight. And I dropped a bunch of speedrun attempts, so you know, I'm on a little downturn. No, don't kill me. Oh, I got the boost from parental guidance, even though I stunned him by escaping the carry. Aw. He tricked me. Oh wait, the exit gates are powered. Leon, I don't think he's gonna make it. Oh. What a tough game. I at least got more out of that than I have in the previous games. And I gotta play this build 4 more times. Not really complaining, because the build has actually helped me a lot this game.
Will you tell the story of meeting Bahamut and his stolen coin?
What the shit? You were talking to DTG, weren't you? I'll tell you that story. Right after I use the toilet, though. Damn, this Wesker. He was alright, though. I was just pretty frustrated. Maybe. Alright, give me just a sec. For this story, all you need to know it was a really high level campaign. And they were trying to fix the thing. I'm not gonna really spoil what exactly was going on because I might run it as a subplot depending on what goes on in our game. But they were trying to fix the thing, and they decided that they should just go around talking to gods about it. And the one thing that they needed was a crystal skull, which, like, you know, no, I won't get into details about that either, but they needed this specific skull. And so they go down, first of all, I think they found out the skull was given to Mammon, who is a devil, a really, really powerful devil, who's basically a demigod, but I'm going to leave this running. And Mammon is entirely evil and greedy and covetous and short-tempered. He's a terrible being, not somebody you want to just go talk to, but these characters were really powerful, so they just went there. And it took a little bit of bribery, but they eventually got in front of Mammon and they asked for the skull. And now Mammon has a lot of powers, and they are all amplified in his realm. But one of the things he could do is he can obscure an object from all divination and scryings, but it has to belong to him, and he has to keep it in his domain somewhere. But that's what he did to the skull, so no matter what the players did, they could not locate the actual skull. So this party had a ninja, and the ninja decided, you know what, I'm going to do a deal with Mammon to get the skull. Mammon has an ability called interest compounded, where you can ask him for a monetary wish or something of great value, and he will get it for you. But you have to pay him back 150%. Before the end of 3 years. Or before the end of your first year. You have to pay him back 150%. With 50% interest, basically. If you can't pay back the loan after the first year, then you start becoming compelled to steal. Or no. If you can't pay off the loan in the first year, then Mammon will issue... favors, and instead of paying back the loan, you could do Mammon 3 favors. And if you fail to do the 3 favors, you'll be asked again. Whoa! Oh no! That sucks. I forgot that I could walk away. But if you fail to pay it back and you fail the 3 favors, then Mammon then owns your soul. You can also just sell your soul to Mammon to clear the debt, but if Mammon earns your soul, then you have to go and spend your afterlife with Mammon, which is not ideal. Wow, why are you chasing me like this? I have no scratch marks at the moment. It's enough to confuse him, it seems. So, the ninja accepts the deal, and now you could get anything with this deal. You could get millions of gold. You could get vast amounts of land.
Taking a loan from this devil sounds unilaterally like a raw deal.
Okay, that's true, but I have seen one player make out like a fucking bandit with him, and it's very rare when it happens, and I'm pretty sure that player is gonna spend his afterlife in hell anyway. But that's beside the point. The crystal skull was only worth like about 130,000 GP, which sounds like a lot, but interest compounded as an ability is worth like 1,000,000 GP at the minimum. It's worth like notoriety and fame untold. You know, you could get way more than 120,000 GP worth of stuff for it, but the ninja didn't care. And honestly, I admire that about the play, because it's whatever. Yeah, fine, I just need the skull. Give me the deal. I think I made a mistake. As actually, the first thing about interest compounded is that if you take the deal, you have to do him 3 favors, and then if you fail the 3 favors, you have to pay him back 150% interest. Because the player that beat this did the 3 favors and became a terrible person for it, but he was rich afterwards. So, so that happened. They got the skull. They did some things. Then they add another problem, and they're like, you know what? Let's go talk to Bahamut. This should be fine. They go to Celestia, find a way to Bahamut. They're really high powered. The details aren't necessary. It didn't even take an adventure. But they go to Bahamut, and they're asking Bahamut about whatever the issue was. I don't remember. But while they're waiting around discussing everything, the ninja gets a whisper in his ear from Mammon, And Mamon can telepathically communicate with anybody who's considered a follower, including people who are conscripted to him in debt. So he just telepathically talks to the ninja and says, hey, why don't you steal any one thing from Bahamut's hoard? It doesn't have to be anything greatly valuable. Even a single copper would do. And the ninja could have said no, you know? The ninja could have refused and then just paid the loan. They were actually loaded. They already owned a city as a party. Why can't... Oh, I'm not injured. I feel like I'm injured when I have the status effect. But anyway, the ninja decides to take a copper piece, and that's that. He grabs the copper piece, shoves it into his pocket, and immediately, like breaking the conversation that's going on, Bahamut turns to the ninja and says, why did you just take a copper piece out of my hoard? And Ninja, the first thing that comes out of his mouth is, oh, well, you see, I made a deal with Mamon for a Lich's skull. And he didn't get any further than that. Because basically what Bahamut heard was, I made a deal with the devil for an object that belongs to an undead abomination. So as soon as the word Lich's skull comes out of his mouth, Bahamut raises a finger and zaps him with a disintegration ray, killing him immediately. And they revived him after that, but it was just like, he tried. You know, and I think it's funny, but it's kind of important lesson, not to steal from deities, especially Bahamut. Personally, I like that story because they kept going after that. Obviously, there's still more to do.
He definitely went down hard.
Yeah, and that's like, he didn't even die. Later on, that ninja soloed an astral adventure to go to a hidden city to buy some special armor. So, like, that character was no joke. He's finicky. Oh. Okay, that's the hook rescue. And we got him back up. Wesker's gonna try and stop somebody at the door. Oh, no, he goes back. Alright, we can wait it out a little bit. What are you doing? Open the door and leave. He killed her. Is that a Mori? We do have a Mori. We're fucking gone. Bye. I don't know why he waited so long. Probably just so he could bait somebody. Like, as soon as they show up to do anything, he could just grab them and put them down with no ed. Not complaining. That was a pretty bold strategy. It definitely worked out for him in the end. And he could see auras when he picked up. He also sees the aura of anybody that uses first aid spray, so he saw us at the end there and still didn't do anything. Thanks for the ticket, Monty. I hope you enjoyed the story. It's actually a really funny one, in my opinion.
Take balls to brag to God about your dealing with the devil.
Yeah, he wasn't even bragging. He was trying to make excuses like, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. I made a deal with the devil. I had to do it, or he would have made me pay money, basically. But like, logically, the whole party together could have paid off his loan immediately. The whole party was worth more than the skull. Usually, why the reason people fail interest compounded is because they get a lot of fucking value for it, like literally 1 million gold, and then you have to pay back 1.5 million gold, which is kind of impossible unless you grind the fuck out of it, because you got. And although you could do the favors. But the 3 favors lead you down a path of corruption that will probably wind you up in hell anyway. And if you don't wind up in hell directly next to Mammon, then you'll wind up in hell and he will find a way to buy your soul. And that's the real grift. Like, that creature came to hell because of our deal. I should get a discount.
Ruthless.
Absolutely. I don't even remember the 3 favors I gave the other guy. He was like all evil at the time. I think one of them was like a murder, but the murder was for the effect of the guy gaining a property, so he saw it as just gain for him. But the real thing about it is that his whole estate would be signed over to a devil after he dies too, which means that Mammon would have an estate in the material world. Not that he doesn't already, I'm sure. And of course, the more your loan is worth, the harder the tasks will be. Because the more money involved, the more Mammon just wants the money. Midwich. Also, just since you're here, Monty, if you're going to be hanging out, you can feel free to ask me some questions about the game. I already talked to DTG, and we think we know what she's going to play. But if you have questions... Also, I found a source for the books that you might need. So later on
Did somebody
I'll...
say D?
Yeah, DTG. DTG pretty much has her character set for the campaign coming up. Trickster here. I don't leave scratch marks though. Shit's legit.
It would be cool to get some more resources.
Absolutely. And actually, since Trey Troy is here, Trey Troy is the one.
I'm debating on maybe trying to go for cleric.
Cleric would be cool. We could use a cleric. I lost my train of thought, but not to put you on the spot, Trey Troy, but
I'm definitely excited for more D&D.
Trey Troy offered to put the core books in a packet for everybody. And Trey Troy, don't worry about the individual compendiums and stuff. I will hand those out to players as they gain access to stuff as well.
I have a few PDFs that could be useful.
Yeah, so Monty is a player in the game. And Monty has claimed dibs over the aristocrat. There's still going to be discussion about it, but so far nobody else has wanted to play aristocrat in particular. Wow, Starstruck though. Makes sense. If you're going to play a cleric, I would recommend picking up Adept, because currently nobody has called dibs on Adept. And Adept is the easiest way to get spells early in the game. But you can also go into Cleric from basically any class, which I think we'll be calling jobs. So Commoner and Warrior are easy enough to get to Cleric. Depending on what deity you want to follow, it could be helpful to be a warrior instead, or
I'll go with that. Was healer an option as well?
Healer, is healer a subclass or is it a main class? A prestige? Because Adept has some minor spells for healing and stuff.
I think Go is going to be aristocratic instead. Or
Oh,
was healer
really?
a player class? My memory is hazy. It was a Libris Mortis thing IIRC?
No, if that's the case, I'm not... I left no scratch marks, and that's the only reason that worked. No!
I'll go with Commoner. It's a totally blank slate, right?
Yeah, Commoner is the most basic. Gives you a decent amount of everything, but you know, nothing over the top, but nothing under the bar either. And everybody's gonna have an 8 in a stat, which means everybody gets at least 1-1 unless you apply your points.
I'm down for Adept, although I'll need a primer on the deities of your setting.
Honestly, anything goes pretty much. We could work it out. You could use base gods. You can make up your own god. You can give me a list of domains, and I will give you a god that exists in the world if you want that. You can just tell me what domains you want. And don't worry about being evil or good, because you'll be able to party even if you're evil and everybody else is lawful good. And also, DTG...
it's so tempting to try go for DMM persistent again.
What is that?
But I don't want to do that to you.
What is DMM? Because, like... There's nothing you can do to me that I can't rebalance with an encounter. And there's a hidden mechanic in my game. It's hidden in the fact that I don't talk about who it is, but the person with the most privilege in the party often takes on a lot more responsibility as well.
Divine Meta Magic, the feat that makes clerics like a 5e sorcerer.
Noed and Starstruck. Hi, can I fucking heal you? I remember that one. If you can give me the short details, I'll think about it. I'm pretty sure that was in Complete Arcane, in which case, fucking come back here. I don't know why she did that. She probably wants to save it. I'm just a little frustrated at the prospect here. If it's the one from Complete Arcane, I'm going to say you can't start with it, but there's a way to work into it where...
It's complete divine, I think.
Okay, yeah. In that case, you can achieve it, but you have to work your way into it. It will probably involve a transformation or a rite of passage.
It takes a few levels as well.
It takes a few levels to get really strong with it. That's fair. I could look at it and find out what has to be done. If there's already a power scale to it, I almost said power creep. If there's already a power scale to it, then it might be just fit as is. But if it's a little too powerful, all you have to worry about is that you'll be put through a rite of passage or either a rite of passage or a transformation of some kind. The details are fuzzy because we don't know like what species you'll be, what your other jobs will be.
You need at least 7 turn checks to actually make it work, plus I think 3 feats.
Okay, so you need to be a moderate level, and you need to fill out your feats with 3 particular feats, and that...
So like 4 feats in practical.
Yeah. Minimum level... if you take... everybody will have the option to take the bonus feat at first level if you don't want your starting packet. So imagine if you had taken the bonus level. That's level 1, 3, 4, 5. At level 5 is the earliest you could achieve this. But you need 7 turn checks. Which means you either need high stats or more levels. If you have the perfect stats, you could do it at level 5. Which is rough. But, I don't know. This is a legendary survival set, but we're mostly talking about D&D right now. Oh, I mean the things you brought up, those are things you want. Those are what you want to do, right? Is the extended spell, persistent spell? Both of those together is what gives you the 24-hour spell? Because that's like... You don't need Divine Meta Magic to cast that, but it could make it possible to cast earlier because, and the way you go about it, the way you're going to have to go about it is going to make it take a little bit longer than 5th because you start at 5th anyway. So you'll gain levels before then, but you could train it up so it would be like you had it from the start. You just won't have it at the start. So yeah, my suggestion is to take Adept if you want to break
my entire
into
build is built
spellcast.
around this thing.
Yeah, no, I've played against, not against, but I've played with players that have min-max builds and shit. I'm ready for it. I've played epic campaigns up into level 60. Like legit level 60 players. Like, I think the most we had in a game was like 5 level 60s just wreaking havoc. So I'm ready to deal with some shit. Um,
TBH, it's so tempting to go for a Sue-based caster build and just focus on fair and innate spells.
Supernatural? Supernatural casting? That's a really expensive setup, but it's also... I will allow it, but...
We mentioned it earlier.
Yeah, we did. We were talking about that a couple days ago or weeks ago. I like this. I think it's called Supernatural Transformation, and it's expensive. If you could possibly build both, it would be if you do them both at the same time, it would be really difficult to manage. But if you do them one at a time, you could easily build them up and have a really strong casting cleric. If you're going spells anyway. Also, are you... I just want to know definitively...
Fair and variant innate spells. It only takes 3 feats. I'm talking more so. I don't want to have too complex a character, TBH.
Yeah, I hear that. Things are going to get complicated anyway, but... So it's like probably good for you to have... You know, something easy to work toward that you can concentrate on while everything else is going on. I see the advantage in that anyway, not that it's necessary. So, do you want to call dibs on the adept class, adept job?
I'm 100% thinking adept working into becoming a cleric.
Alright, I'm gonna just mark that somewhere. I don't have any notes. But at the moment... At the moment, I think it's GOA has claimed the noble, or aristocrat. Oh, I forgot. That's not a dead end anymore. GOA's claimed the aristocrat, as far as I know. And you have the adept. I don't think we have an expert, and it is recommended. So we'll see who
Maybe
else
she's
is
still
playing.
thinking about it.
Oh, maybe. That's fair. That's fair too. The prospect of maybe is fair. The only, like, nothing is set in stone until at the end of session 0. So no worries about that. He followed the blood trail. Excuse me. I would honestly, like, just because of the style of characters I've seen GOA play, I think she would really make a good aristocrat. Plus, the last 2 times I ran this campaign, the aristocrat was a man. And if she plays a female character, that could be even better. Because the aristocrat was a prince in the other iterations. And it would be nice to have a princess for once.
Just accept your fate.
Ah, fuck, are you fucking serious? It's like, is this the same Wesker I faced last time?
That would be cool.
I'm sorry, what would be cool? I'm a little distracted. This is the same Wesker, I feel. He did the same, he does all the same stuff as the last guy. Unless that's just something every Wesker player does.
A princess aristocratic.
Yeah. Loaded with cash and ready to trash fools. I assume. I don't know. Oh, fuck. All my DVD content for a while is going to be me talking about this game, honestly. I don't mind it. Shit.
To be fair, innate spells will cost a heck. If you're making an innate spell with a costly component, it requires a custom, specific costly foci.
Yeah, actually, it changes heavy components into foci. Foci? So, like, I don't know why you would do this. It would be expensive as fuck, but, like, if you made Resurrection an innate spell, you would need, like, a diamond staff at all times to cast the spell innately. Which is, like, that's much more expensive. It's going to be a lot more expensive than a diamond the size of a particular... a particular size for the spell. Cool. I'm glad somebody grabbed that. I played an innate caster, and I was the asshole that brought innate counterspell. So, like, if you're worried about playing something too strong, I'm the asshole that deserves it. I'm the bitch that done did it. So bring on whatever you got is what I'm saying.
I'm thinking innate counterspell and innate alter fortune.
That's kind of nasty, but you're... I don't know. We'll see about that. By the time we get to the point where you can do that, you might reconsider, though. With no spoilers, I'm just saying it is either going to be a really good thing or a really difficult thing. Also, did either of you want to play a monster? If you're set, I didn't really... Okay, that's fucked up. I deserve the pallet stun for that. But DTG is actually gonna play... I'm not gonna spoil it. We were talking about it earlier, but I'll let her tell you. But she has a level adjustment of +3. So she's gonna start as 2 levels of monster, whatever that monster may be. Or 3 levels of monster and 2 levels in commoner. And her plan is to work her way into paladin.
I mean, I see what you're saying, but you have to dump feats into that setup.
Yeah.
You lock yourself into it.
Yeah. If you were playing that, that is the only thing you can play, basically. I just pre-drop because fuck this guy.
You can't hide forever.
Fucking tunneled. I guess it doesn't really matter. Everybody was dead anyway, but still feels bad. It's not a real tunnel. I like that I juked him a little bit, though. That was the perfect use of Dance With Me. Iconic. But anyway, what I'm saying is if you want to play a monstrous species, you can take a level adjustment and you'll just start with fewer levels, basically. But your maximum level adjustment is +5, which would mean you get zero levels on top of the monster. And some monsters I will outright say no. But there's also the option to transform into monsters if you really want to. Initially, DTG asked about playing a Rakshasa, and while she can't start as a Rakshasa, that's the same locker I did that in, isn't it? Maybe not, actually. No, yeah, it is, I think. I at least died nearby. Anyway, Rakshasa is possible, but you have to build into
do I
it.
have to be evil?
No. All alignment in my game is arbitrary unless you have a religion. And even if you have a religion, being evil doesn't mean you're a bastard. It means many different things. But you don't have to be like violent just because you're evil, for instance. And even if somebody in the party is a lawful good paladin and you're chaotic evil, as long as you don't fuck with each other and get in each other's hair, you can choose to party together without detriment, as long as you all maintain whatever you have to. Because like, if somebody's like lawful good and playing a paladin, for instance, and hanging out with an evil character, that's not going to get them disbanded. What would get them disbanded is breaking their oath. And every paladin will have a particular oath related to their deity. Wait. Is this Sheva?
I mean, to be fair, there's some spells you always pack. Alter Fortune is one of them. Cure wounds.
I'm
Healing
gonna...
darts once you get to like 9th.
I'm gonna... Okay, I have never used Alter Fortune, which is interesting because I enjoy curses, but I've never actually used Alter Fortune as a player. I've used Legend Lore a shit ton, though, to have kind of that same effect. Okay, this is not the same Wesker I fought earlier, by the way. We were in doubt. Yeah. She was Sheva. I can't believe that. I love that. I actually really liked Sheva. I thought she was really cool. I got rid of races. There's no races in the game. Instead, anything that has a racial bonus is now a cultural bonus, and you would belong to the culture of that person. So all humanoid.
Can you repeat that manual?
Monster Manual 1. It's just called Monster Manual, and it's only distinguished from the others because the others are called Monster Manual 2 through 5. You can peek at Monster Manual 2, but anything beyond that will be too high level because they get really ridiculous. But yeah, so you could pick like an elf, and if you pick the elf, for instance, you could take the things marked racial bonus, and they will be your cultural modifiers. But you could choose not to choose those, and you could get +2 to 2 stats, -2 to 1 stat, and then you get the bonus feat for that instead of anything else that the elf would get as a cultural thing. That's dwarves, elves, gnomes.
OMG, there are like 400 monsters.
Yes, there are many monsters. Many, many, many. If you think of a monster, or in fact, you could ask me about qualities or actual monsters. If it's not in a book somewhere, I have probably homebrewed it because I made a lot of monsters myself. My specialty as a GM is creating spells and creatures. Those are the two things that I enjoy doing the most. And I have a lot of special tricks, but those will come into play later. That's a neat little costume. That's one of her alternates from Resident Evil, I think. And it's not guaranteed that you'll be able to play Monster to start, but I can almost guarantee that you could play any monster eventually. Also, sorry if I'm repeating myself a shit ton. It's just like, as a GM, you end up saying a lot of things over and over again. I'm kind of used to it. Wow! That's... What? Nope. We could have finished it before that happened. Not complaining. Just saying, I'm not sticking around.
You're good. I appreciate repetition. I'm still green, you know.
Yeah, and that's fair too. While this is going to be a challenging campaign, I'm not going to make it impossible to play, and I will inform you of a lot of your options in case you get lost during a scene or something. I like to think I'm a very fair GM, and I want my players to be able to exercise their agency over, yeah. I don't know why it was giving me a weird... Alright, I'm not doing that. She has balanced landing. Is it Ghostface and I just missed it? I feel like it got instant downs. The two Rebeccas are definitely working together. Like, in a party. Obviously, we're all working together. It's Wraith. How nice. Alright. Somebody's gonna get that hook save. I'll close in for this hook. Oh, I should have went there. I could have got co-op heal. I forgot that I need the co-op heal. Oh gosh. Trying not to leave scratch marks here. This time don't run away. Oh, Wraith is like right there. Can't believe you walked by us though. Oh, he's chasing somebody? No. He like literally somehow walked right around us.
I've got PHVs 1 and 2, and Monster Manuals 1 and 2. Anything else you want me to pack together?
Give the packet a DMG 1. I would encourage players to read a little bit of the DMG so that you could properly metagame. And also, there's some magic items in there in case you want to look it up. And like you're not going to need a lot of the job information right off the bat, but it's a lot of good information to just pick through, learn a couple things, write notes about things that sound really nice to you. Just like, oh, that could be fun. I kind of want to see how that works out, type of thing. No scratch marks, run into the hook. No scratch marks, run into the corner, except for Megan. I can't really account for her, honestly. I don't know how I have not been seen yet. He's double hooked everybody else and just has not found me.
Do you want me to pack any of the complete anthologies? Also, I'm updating your drive with another document I forgot. Oops.
Thank you. You don't need to give any we don't need the complete stuff in there, because if a player needs it, then we just give that particular player that anthology. Because otherwise it's just like, it's a lot. It's already a lot with 5 books. Plus the SRD that I've given people to pick through. So like... Here, I'll use the med kit so we can get the heal out of the way really fast. Because Wraith is on his way over. Never mind. I just told her to take cover. No, don't. Oh, girl, are you fucking kidding me? Ugh. Just trying to avoid barbecue, Rebecca. Clearly she didn't want the attention because she ran off as soon as I burst away. Like, what the fuck? I pointed to the locker telling her she should get in the locker. Sorry, that was really frustrating.
Morning, cutie.
Hi, Snow. Yes! I tried to turn away, but I was already running for the vault.
You, Snow.
I love parental guidance. I mean... Oh, that person is Wake Up? Not so much in reality, but the perk parental guidance. Legit shit. Also Wake Up. Legit as shit.
Hey, Monty.
Are you up for some D&D talk? Also, Snow, have you played 3.5 ever? I never asked.
No.
Okay. Because earlier I said everybody's played, and nobody's played except for Trey Troy. So, like, everybody's new to the system.
Just a tiny amount of book perusal.
We're setting up a packet for the players right now. That contains the Player's Handbook 1 and 2, Monster Manual 1 and 2, and the DMG. As a complement to the SRD to pick through. Like, it's all the same information, but having PDFs as well is going to be helpful. And we have an Aristocrat and an Adept. And so far everybody else is playing on using common jobs. So, I mean, the other jobs. So, the Expert is available right now if you want to call dibs on that. Keeping in mind that Gildor, we don't know if he's going to play or not, and we don't know if he wants to... if he would want to use the Expert, but, like... Expert, I think, is not necessary, but I recommend somebody play one. Also, this was such a relaxing and yet frustrating challenge. One last shout out to DTG for that.